So up until that point, I had never done a gift account walkthrough. I had never sent a card. I'd never even really been on the website. I knew I would fall in love with it, and I knew I'd be toast. And what do you do when you're a top income earner in another company making a very significant income? How do you make a transition like that? It's not easy, I can tell you. It's not easy. But it's worth it. It's been totally worth it to me, and I have absolutely no regrets. So 2.5 years ago, actually in August of 2008, I called Jordan, and I said, you know, I really shouldn't be saying this, but I can't stop thinking about send out cards, and I think I'm crazy. I mean, I'm crazy. Who would give up this income? I mean, you can't be a top income earner really and maintain. You just can't do two. It just really doesn't work. And he was great, you know, he was very gracious and said, well, you know, I'm not going to try and talk you into it. I don't know what you want to do. I said, I don't either. I don't even know why I'm calling you. Don't tell anyone that I've called you. Erase this conversation from your mind. And he didn't, but he kind of did. And we didn't go anywhere. I still didn't. He was like, well, let's just send a card. No, I'm not sending a card. If I send a card, I'm really toast. I know it. I'll fall in love with it. I'm not sending a card. So time went on, and the company that I was with started making some changes, and I think I know for a fact I manifested it. It was kind of one of those things where I would lay in bed at night saying, God, get me out of here. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I know I need to make a change. I know that I'm no longer really following my passion, and I don't want to chase a check. I don't want to do this. You know, I'm still young. That's how I look at myself anyway. I'm still young, and I've got a lot of time ahead of me, and my mission on this earth is not just to earn a big paycheck. You know, you talk about your why. Forever, my why was to stay home with my kids, and now I have an 18-and-a-half-year-old who's graduating in June, and an almost 16-year-old in 3 days. She'll be 16, and I accomplished it. They never spent a day in daycare. I was home with them, and they were raised on network marketing and that lifestyle, and you know, having a mom who was working a business and yet still able to go on the field trips and do all that. And so I've realized over the last 2 years, I've really been thinking, I kind of have to reformulate my why, because I've achieved that one. And so now, really, my mission is about, certainly men too, but it's really about empowering women to know, because I think women often, we have a tendency to shrink back and think that we can't do this or we can't do that. And my mission really is to empower women to say, not only can you do this, you know, you can accomplish those goals. You can, if you want to be home with your children, whatever it is that you want, you can achieve it if you will just really get committed and take those steps. You know, that's really such an important part of it. So getting clear on that why. So anyway, so as time goes along, in May, actually this month, it'll be a year ago this month, some things happened that really made me realize the time is now and I have to make a change. And so I called Jordan again, and at this point I've probably had 8 conversations with him over the last 2.5 years. And I'm sure he's thinking, oh my gosh, you know, here we go again. It's like the yo-yo. Are you signing up or are you not? Are you signing up or are you not? And I finally said, I know I'm signing up. I can't tell you exactly when. I'm sure it'll be in the next month. You know, I just have to get some things together. And so we started talking. So really and truly, I never did my first gift account walkthrough until June of last year. That's the first time I ever sent a card or ever even experienced it, looked at the compensation plan, or checked out any part of it. Because I just knew that I would be so in, and I wasn't ready until I was ready, if that makes sense. So know that about the people and the prospects who you're talking to as well. It really is all about timing. So June 11th is my actual anniversary date. That's when I pulled the plug, so to speak, or hit submit. And I can tell you, I still remember that instant because I had this whole rush of relief wash over. I knew that I was headed in the right direction. I knew I was doing the right thing. And then about 10 seconds later, I went, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? You know, have I done the right thing? But I know that it is, and it's been so exciting. It's been so fun to be a part of a company that truly is so filled with authenticity, so filled with abundance. I've been involved in network marketing for 17 years. This is my 5th company. 2 of them were kind of just seeing if, you know, getting my feet wet and finding out that it wasn't a fit for me. And I don't think anybody should ever feel badly about being involved in different companies, because the reality is you almost have to join a company before you know if it's going to be a fit for you. You have to get a feel for the culture. You have to get a feel for those things. So as long as you're not just jumping from opportunity to opportunity just because it looks better, there's nothing wrong with, you know, testing out the waters, and that's kind of how I was with 2 companies. But, you know, so 3 solid companies that I worked on. But this is really, I heard someone say it a month or so ago. We were at the send out cards to the Southern California focus group, and somebody said, this is the most non-network marketing company I've ever been involved in. And I was like, oh, bingo, that really is it. That so describes exactly how it feels. I don't remember who it was one of the female speakers who said, we don't focus on money. I think it was you. Yeah, I love that it's just not all about money. You don't see everybody parading across with their big checks and all that kind of stuff. That was never my why. I mean, certainly, who doesn't want to make a great income with their opportunity? But there has to be substance behind it. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't need to see someone's flashy car or any of that stuff to make up in my own mind what I would do with the money if I were to make it in a company. So I love that this company is not built around flash. It's truly built around a very heart-centered environment. And having been around the profession for a while, how many of you, this is your first network marketing company? That's amazing. You are so lucky. You are so in a good place, trust me, because there is something unique and special about what we have here, and it's just, it truly is amazing. So how am I doing on time here? Good time? Okay. So kind of what I wanted to talk about are a couple of things. First, I want to share with you, if I knew then what I know now, what I want to impart with you are those things. Because if I knew then what I know now about building a network marketing business, I would have done things a lot differently. And that's actually how I'm building it today and send out cards. So hopefully, maybe what you'll hear will spark something in you or make a little bit of a difference in how you want to build and letting go of some. How many of you have fears around building this business? You have a chicken list, even if you haven't written it down. You know, you have those people who you think, oh no, I'm not going to talk to them yet, or oh no, I'm not going to do this, or oh, I don't want the neighbors to know I'm doing one of those deals, you know, whatever it is. I hope that maybe this will help you let go of some of those things. And it's like I said, people don't think about you nearly as much as you think they do, you know, and that's good to know. You don't want them to. I made a lot of mistakes early on, and Jordan will attest to these. In fact, we had a conversation about it not long ago, and I said, I'm kind of a different person this go-around, huh? And he was like, wow, I guess. I was probably the most non-coachable person in the world. Everything that anybody could do, I could do a little better. Anybody relate to that? Well, I don't really like the way how they do this part of the presentation, so I think I can say it a little better, or you know, this or that, or different things. I spent a lot of time reinventing the wheel. And really, everything mostly boils down to fear and procrastination. And procrastination really is about fear too. You know, thinking that you're doing busy work in your business. The busy work, we think that makes us think that we're working our business when really we're not. And if you look at the accountability stuff, you know, really the number 3, as they mentioned, that's really where the heart and soul of it is, to really be those action steps that move you forward. So, you know, just some of the mistakes I made. I didn't budget for my business. I came from an employee mindset. How many of you are employees or have been? It's a whole different mindset, which is why I love approaching business owners today, because they get it. When I approach a business owner and they're interested, they almost always go, wow, it's only $500? Anybody experience that? Yeah. When I approach, not always, but very often when I approach someone who's an employee, they go, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. Anybody ever hear that? Yeah. Well, I come from that. I come from the employee mindset. Even though my dad owned his own business forever, I still came from that mindset. I just spend money on my business. I thought I was in this to make money, right? Anybody ever feel that way? I got in this to make money, not spend all this money. That was a mistake that I made, is that I didn't budget for my business first. So I really want to encourage you to set a budget. Now, one of the beautiful things about Send Out Cards is that our marketing budget is built into our auto ship. Anybody love that? Yeah. If you've never been with a nutritional company, not to beat them up, but you're paying $150 to God only knows how much in a monthly auto ship, and you still have to find money to market it. That's just for what you put in your cabinet, you know? That doesn't leave you anything to actually market the business with. So set a budget and be consistent about your business. This is so cliche, but it's so true. You can work your business full-time or part-time, but you can't work it spare time. You would do better doing an hour a day versus 10 hours, you know, once every 10 days. You really, truly will. You have to have consistency in your business. You have to have a self-development plan. I was 3 years into network marketing before I discovered self-development. I was kind of like, hey, I'm a positive person. What do I need? You know, why do I need to read this stuff? I wake up happy, I go to bed happy, I spread happiness around, I'm a happy person. And if you've never read Richard Brooks' book, Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire. Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire, I highly encourage it. That's the first book I read, and when I read that, I went, oh my gosh, I am a positive person, but all the self-talk that goes on is not so positive. So if you have issues with self-talk, and most of us do, that's a great place to start. And then understanding the time process. Unfortunately, someone somewhere way back made it sound like network marketing was get rich quick, and it's not. It says up here it's a 2 to 5 year plan, and that's really true. It is a 2 to 5 year plan, and it's so important to know that. It's important to know that the groundwork you're laying from day one when you're making nothing and spending money is all preparing you for the income at the end. The 15 months before we got started in Jordan's business, he was making decent money. It wasn't fantastic, but he was willing to stick it out for that 15 months. And the seeds that he had planted before, think how that paid off for him on down the road, and is continuing to. So please know that there's a time commitment. It is not get rich quick overnight, okay? It definitely is. And then set up a business plan for yourself. Set up a business plan. That's part of consistency, and you have the best business plan in the world just following the daily 8. That is what I am doing consistently. I'm not doing anything any differently. I follow the daily 8, except I'm increasing it. I don't stick to just 8 points. I am here to build quickly and really set myself up. I am living that dream now of having an international business that's internet-based. It's so cool to say that, because Send Out Cards is so internet-based. That is what I'm doing. I'm living that dream, and you can do it too. So I just want to encourage you with that. Thank you all for your time. I hope that you'll make the June 18th event. Anybody going to Salt Lake for the Treat 'em Right? Yay, I'll see you there. I'll be there with the team. And then, of course, get signed up for convention, because really and truly, it's the events that bond you to this business, and it's those stories of people, you know, that are ordinary, just like you and I, that get up there. And when you listen to those, you never know what that one thing is that's going to make the difference for you. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.